I just got back from doing my face. What do you mean? Like, what is this? I'm so excited.
So this is Itu, guys. If you don't know her, she is, I would consider her my YouTube big sister. Yeah. My YouTube content big sister, but you know why? Her channel is just about roasting people. Okay, 100%. She's once had an episode where someone was doing really well and all the comments were like, boring, boring, we want spice. We want where people are doing badly. This is Itu, guys, but of course I don't take for granted that not all of you know her. So she prepared a brief show reel for you to get a feel for what her content's like, and then we're gonna have a brief conversation with her.
You could lose your job, but for some reason we think it will not happen to us. Why? Is this your dad's company? You know, some people will give you constructive criticism, yet they have never constructed anything. If you have never constructed anything, just clap hands at this point. He went and got an iPhone 16 so that he can reward himself for being in debt. Are you going to be 60 and still in that office and you are doing TikToks with 2K kids? This is to the one case, of course.
So Itu, thank you for joining us. We are Nedbank.
Thank you so much, Nedbank, for having me.
Amazing. We are the integrated marketing and experience team. These friendly faces are all people who are inspiring Rich Fam members. For those who don't know what Rich Fam is, please will you tell them who you are and what your channel is about.
My name is Itu Milling. I am the head aunt at the Rich family. I am a qualified management accountant. I'm qualified to run money for companies. race, it's my passion. But I've found that I work in mining, lots of different people just like you guys. So I've seen that lots of people are not equipped to manage their money, and that is why I started my YouTube channel, because I took it upon myself to be the financial advisor of the miners, and it got to a point where I couldn't do my job anymore. Like, there was just a cure. Look at my payslip. What should I cut? You know. So I decided to start my YouTube channel actually for my mining family, and before you know it, now Nedbank is part of the rich family.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask questions to the audience, and you'll tell me if this quote feels like rich fam behavior or if it feels like broke fam behavior. Okay. Itu, if I use my credit card instead of cash, I haven't really spent the money yet. Rich fam, broke fam. What do you guys say? Broke fam. Okay. We're just going to rapid fire these ones, and then we'll get to proper Q&A. A budget restricts my freedom and money. Broke fam. All right. I know this is Itu's favorite topic.
Is it an iPhone?
An iPhone? Credit? An emergency fund should ideally cover at least 3 months of expenses. Rich fam, broke fam. Lovely. Okay. Then, investing is only for people who are already wealthy. Okay. Fair. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So, Itu, maybe if you could share with us, you see a lot of different people on your channel.
Yes.
What would you say are the key mistakes that you're seeing people making with their personal finances?
Well, because I see so many people, so many different people, with every person there's always like a new mistake. But I would say the one that is common is trying to live someone's rich life. You know, for some people, you get paid 20,000, and let's be honest, you don't understand how much 20,000 is, because if you did, you wouldn't be caught with a high-end BMW on credit, right? So understand how much this income is, where it places you, and this is not to say you shouldn't dream, but if you go and you get the BMW and you want this rich life that you don't have yet, you're going to be stuck in the broke life, and you never really give yourself room to expand. So that would be, number one, really figure out the income where it places you, and then know what makes me happy, what makes me feel rich. For some people, it's spending a lot of time with your family, lots of brides. Get divorced and stay, then you are rich. You don't necessarily need the BMW, because guess what? Even if you did get it, you wouldn't feel rich. But respectfully, equally for some other people, getting a BMW is the thing, right? So if a BMW really, the Golf R really is what would make you happy, then let's work on the 20,000. It's 20,000. In what year? 7 years, we'll get it.
No, that's fair. Thank you, Itu. So there's a few questions that people have asked. But before I jump to those, I might have sort of one of my own. What would you say are your personal top 3 money management philosophies? You've said one, which is, knowing what
self-awareness.
Yes. What would you say maybe your other 2 key principles of money management are?
I don't know if I have those. All I know is I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be broke. So that is just, everything else flows from that. I don't care if I look like maybe I don't have enough money. I like what I feel inside. Like when I pull my spreadsheet, I have a spreadsheet. My husband is like, not the spreadsheet again. So I have the spreadsheet. For me, if the spreadsheet gets me to a point where I feel like I'm good, I have 2 kids, so knowing that I'm covered, my kids are covered. First of all, I just want to give a disclaimer. I did see your questions. They were anonymous. They were really anonymous. So I did see that question as well, and there were a lot of others similar to that question. Firstly is, we hear that you need 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Yes, you do as a standard. Again, you could have 12. I have 12 months.
Wow.
Yes, because my life is different from yours. I'll tell you why. My husband is an entrepreneur. Sometimes for 6 months, his invoices are not getting paid. So another thing, that thing of, I need 150 rands for school. So I have 12 months of my core expenses in an emergency fund. So you could, 3 to 6 months is a good start. It protects you, in case of big emergencies, because emergencies will happen. That's why we have a lot of credit card debts, because emergencies happen to everyone, whether or not you have an emergency fund. And then another thing that kept coming up from your questions was, okay, we understand we need 3 to 6 months of expenses. We understand we need a buffer, but we don't have money. A lot of you are like, we don't have money. So I know you guys. I got into your heads because you guys told me your news. You guys said, what if I'm paying off debt? Someone actually said, everyone has debt. Whoever that was anonymous, not everyone has debt. You guys said the biggest concern is you don't feel like you have enough money or you are in debt. Let me tell you, you always have money for something. If Golf R, they were to come here and say, it's just 6,000 a month, you would say, oh, that's not bad for a Golf R. But if I sit here, I'm like, just save 6,000. They're going to be like, this lady is ridiculous. She doesn't know Cyril's economy, So the first thing with that, where do I get the money, is a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing, and it all comes down again to how much does having an emergency fund mean to you? Do you really want to have this emergency fund? And yes, you are in debt, but there's always something you can cut back, right? Cut back coffee. I know it's small things, it looks like it's small, but if you cut 3-4 coffees, you will pay for Mr. and Mr. Valentine when it comes, right? So if you are in debt, of course, because we said it doesn't look the same for everyone. I see. That is why I'm not saying have a 12-month of your emergency fund. Have a little bit, because the danger is if you just go and you start taking the debt, but you don't even have like that 1,000 for Valentine's Day. When it does come, you'll go to your credit card. Now you are back in the pandemic, and it just feels like no matter how hard you work, you never get it right. You're not moving forward.
No, that's amazing. I think it's really practical. Idu, I'd just like to ask 2 clarifying questions.
Yes.
When you say expenses, right?
Yes.
What are you referring to in that emergency fund? What are you looking at? Is it 3 to 6 months of my salary, or is it 3 to 6 months of a certain amount of my budget? That's my first question.
Yes.
And how did you get to 12 months of savings? How long did that take you?
Okay. So I like that question again of like what entails this emergency fund. Again, it's different for everyone. Some people might just say my whole salary goes in there, but even if all you do is save for your core expenses, your rent, your car payment, things that you wouldn't be able to live without, you could let go of the iced coffees and expensive date nights for some time. But it's personal. Again, my emergency fund does none of that. It's it's an inflated value, because I'm not normal in the head, right, when it comes to money. I see money, like I said, I want to feel extra protected. Everyone is different. Other people are very... So where's the money that you put for? You say the money is for emergencies, ma'am. I present to you. We have an emergency. So 7-day notice or 32-day notice, because what happens is if you do have a big emergency that maybe requires half the money, I'm sure with the one that you have in the immediate withdrawal would be able to just calm the storm. Then you go to the bank, you make the notice.
Sorry, last one on emergencies.
Yes.
What's an emergency in your view?
Me, if the world is ending. I'm joking. What are you using the money for anyway? I'm joking. That's why my husband is like this. This is an emergency. So emergencies are different. For me, it would be maybe, okay, this would be like an emergency for me. You're in an accident, you do have car insurance, you guys. All of us have car insurance, right? Yeah. And you have an excess on your insurance. Maybe it's 10,000, 5,000. Then you use that. You use some money from your emergency fund, because it's not something you can ever foresee. It's not something you can say, oh, I'm going to have an accident tomorrow, or I'm going to crash my car. Then, things like that, a geyser is bursting, you need to replace it immediately. There's nothing else you can do. And another thing on car insurance excess, if your car insurance excess is 5,000, you better always have 5,000 somewhere, because some people will, get a low premium and they say, make my excess 30,000, but do you have 30,000? If you don't have 30,000, then you might have to pay a bigger premium because these things happen, and when it does happen, it's not going to give you a notice to say, better start saving because in April,
Yeah.
So that should actually be the start of your emergency fund.
Okay, amazing.
Thank you so much for that question. And I like that it came up because investment was also a big thing, KK. So a tax-free savings account is not a savings account, it's actually an investment account, but we are led by different people that name things differently. So it is a tax-free investment account. Some of you guys were asking about retirement. It's a retirement tool. It's for long term, even though unlike some other like pension fund, retirement annuity, you can access it anytime in your case. You can access it anytime you want, but it should actually be for long term because that is when you also get to enjoy compound growth over time. How TFSAs work is you get a yearly limit of now 46,000. It was previously 36,000, and a lifetime limit of 500,000. The lifetime limit did not increase. So every single year, if you're someone that has an emergency fund and you're like, how do I start investing? For those people that were asking about crypto, we start with TFSAs, please. Bitcoin last. So the first investment that you do before you even go to an RA is a TFSA, a retirement annuity. Before you use a retirement annuity, we use a TFSA because it is actually the only investment tool that is completely tax-free. Others look like they are tax-free, but then they have some tax. But you start with that because you don't want to go and invest in crypto and other things before you have taken advantage of your tax benefit, and you don't withdraw it because this is not an emergency fund. You had no business touching the TFSA before you even had an emergency fund. Ne? So we don't touch it. We look at it like a two-pot. Depends how you guys look at two pots. Some of you touch it. So we don't touch it. It's a retirement tool. You really want to leave it there to grow. Some of you were asking, where do I invest, right? There's so many other platforms. You could try.
Nedbank, stop it, Nedbank.
Nedbank, we put an emergency fund, right? We put an emergency fund, depending on your risk appetite.
You're in my vlog.
Yes, ma'am. Are you rich?
Not yet. I'm
aspiring
rich in the
rich aunt.
making. I'm rich in faith at least. That's a start.